Hello Goody Tissues, my name is Aubrie Rose, welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing a library haul because I just went to the library yesterday and I got a lot of books. And we're going to talk about a couple of them because I've already attempted to read some of them. Let's see, I'm going to start off with the ones that you guys probably recognize. So I found Meet Me at the Lake. This was like in the new releases. So I found Meet Me at the Lake. I've heard things about this. They haven't really been like the best, like people haven't haven't loved the book, but the cover's gorgeous, so I picked it up anyway. Then I got the Unhoneymooners by so Christina Lauren is two authors, so there's Christina and Lauren. I have heard good things about them and I think this book, so I picked that one up because I found it. Those are like the main two that I've definitely heard of recently, semi-recently, and then The Queen's Assassin. I think this was probably popular a few years ago. So The Queen's Assassin by Melissa de la Cruz, and I found another Melissa de la Cruz book, and this is Cinder and Glass, which is a Cinderella retelling. So I'm excited for that. And then if you guys are on Instagram or interested in the same people that I follow on Instagram, I found Waitress by Nadine Brandes. I haven't really been a fan of her books, but I was super excited about this one, and I still kind of like her writing. So I'm excited to see what I think about this one. Because I read Romanoff and it was a good book. It just, I didn't really enjoy it. So I'm excited to try that. I'm also scared, so I'm trying to go in with like lower expectations so I can enjoy it, hopefully. And yeah, then I guess some YA fantasy. I found The Reader, which is book 1 of Sea of Ink and Gold, which sounds really cool. And then City of Brass, which I don't really know very much about any of these books. I just kind of picked them up from the library. This is science fiction. I'm pretty sure that is wrong. At least from what I read of it. Okay, and then these last two are like thriller. One's like a YA thriller and one's like a scary adult thriller. So this one sounded so much fun. You Owe Me a Murder. I love how that sounds, and I read like the inside pamphlet and I'm like, I need this book. It doesn't sound like it's the best, but I'm like, haven't we all kind of been there? So yes. And then this guy, Stephen Chbosky, I don't know how to say his name. He is the #1 best-selling author of Perks of Being a Wallflower, which I have not read, but I have heard of. This one is called Imaginary Friend, and just look, it's so creepy, and I love the title. I love the title. I love the font. I think this might be like a perfect book for me, so I'm so excited to read this one. Okay, and then what I started doing to like, because there are so many books. I got like 9 books. Okay, I got 9 books. And I was like, I need a little bit of help picking out which ones to read. So I did this thing where I just wrote all the titles on a piece of paper. So now I have a bunch of little scraps of paper, and so I've been shuffling them and picking them out, and I've just been doing one at a time. So the first book that I picked out, I was actually a little bit sad because I felt like this was probably the one that I was probably the least excited about, and that was City of Brass. And honestly, I only got to page 50, but I'm gonna talk about what I read. So it's our main character, what is her name? Nari. We'll call her Nari. She is kind of a witch, but she doesn't think that she's magic, but she basically is. She's like kind of a magic healer, and she'll tell you what's wrong with you, but she's also a con artist, so it's a little bit Aladdin-esque. Okay, so she's conning these two people, and I was really excited to see that story. Like, I didn't agree with her morals, but it was kind of a fun story, and I was excited. But then she's conning these people. She gets them out of their house for a week or like 8 days so she can go to their house and steal things. But before we get to that point, she's doing this random ceremony, and then she calls a genie, and now they're in the desert, and there's this weird creature, and I don't know why we're here. Like, if this was the story that you wanted to tell, why did you set up that other thing before? Like, just tell this story. So, like, I was invested in the story that was set up, not in the story that's happening. So I don't really want to keep reading it because I don't really want to know anymore. Because, yeah, she set up one story and now we're doing a different story. It was like, just set up the second story. Just set up the story that you want to tell. Don't try to drag me into something that I'm invested in and then like sneak in, oh, whoopsie, no, we're gonna do this instead. Like, I don't appreciate being lied to. So, kind of DNF to this book. Some people might still like it. Like, it was a really cool concept. The concept is cool. I'm just, yeah. Whatever that was. And then the next scrap of paper that I grabbed, oops. I think I may have damaged the one paperback that I got. You can really tell what my preferred medium is. It's hardcovers. Okay, so then the pieces of paper.
I accidentally, like when I shuffled it the second time, there were 2 pieces of paper that weren't with the stack. Actually, that might have been just the third time. Wait, did I do it a third time? Do I know what book I'm reading? I think I do. Oh, yeah.
Okay, sorry. Had a crisis. We're good. Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. So yes, I read the first chapter of this last night. So when you're already tired and you just kind of DNF'd a book, that's not the best mindset to start a book in, but I hadn't heard the best things about it, and I was sensing that there was already like a mention of intimacy in the first chapter. There wasn't on page anything, and so I'm like, this is not really a good setup for like a clean book, and I can't really read romances for escape for the most part unless they're clean romances. Like, the only time that I can 100% enjoy the book is when I'm not worried about bad words, when I'm not worried about on page intimacy, when I'm not worried about stuff that I don't want to read. The only time I can really enjoy romance is when it's very clean. So I was expecting, so it was kind of setting up that it wasn't going to be clean. It was also looked like it was kind of setting up a love triangle. And just so I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm really going to enjoy this. And also the main character. I wasn't enjoying the main character. I get that they're setting up her problems, but at the same point, I'm like, I don't agree with this person. Like, yes, you're having troubles and I'm sorry for you. I really appreciated her mom's character that we're getting, and like how she's very friendly, customer friendly. So she owns, sorry, I didn't really tell you guys about, you kind of have to know this, the book. I've read the book to understand what I'm talking about, I guess. So she's living at her mom's like hotel sort of thing because her mom died. That's the part that's sad. But her mom was such a great hostess and so good with customer service, and I really admire that, and I think that's really important. So when her daughter is like, I can't do this because it hurts, like, I'm kind of like, get over yourself and go serve other people, because that's going to help you get over the problems that you're having, is to go serve other people. Like, that just makes it better. So anyway, it was kind of, I wasn't going to enjoy it. I don't think, sorry, my thumb is weird. I don't think that I was gonna enjoy it because I don't think it's clean, and I also didn't really enjoy the character and her motives, like the journey, the emotional journey that she has to go on. I feel like it was going to irritate me too much. So DNF that one. I didn't even get to page 50. I'm like, you know what, this book's probably not gonna be for me. I think that I've read enough at this point that I can know whether books are going to be for me or not. For lots of different genres too, so I don't know. I'm pretty sure, I'm fairly certain the one that I pulled out next is Imaginary Friend, and I'm so excited. I threw away the paper, so let me go check to make sure the Imaginary Friend is what we're reading next, because I think it is, but I'm not certain. Scraps of paper so we can figure out which one is not it. Okay, so On Honeymooners is up there at the top, and then we have You Owe Me a Murder, and then we have The Reader. It's this one. Then we have Waitress. Is that this one? Waitress. And then we have Cinder and Glass. And then, oh no, we're missing two. The Queen's Assassin. Oh, I found it. Okay. Yes, so it was an imaginary friend, because that's the only other piece of paper that I can't find. So I don't know where it is. That's concerning. I am going to start. Am I starting this book right now? What am I supposed to be doing right now? I'm probably supposed to be, oh wait, I'm supposed to be doing YouTube stuff. Let's go. Everything's fine, we're good. Okay. I'm gonna go put these, we have a little half wall right next to our front door. So I just set these books on the half wall, and that is the wordless code that these are ready to go back to the library. Yeah, maybe, no, I can't go to the library today. I want to. I could go read in the reading room. How long does it take to walk there? Probably too long. All right, we're just gonna start reading. Should I go to the lake? I could start reading at the lake. Okay, I'm gonna start here and make sure that I actually like this book. And then I'll look at my to-do list and we'll see what we're actually supposed to be doing right now. Oops. Okay, so this is, I'm liking it so far, but I feel like it's kind of one of those books you just gotta read slow and enjoy. So, because it's also a pretty large book, so you can't really read it fast. I've read 5 chapters. I think I'm going to call it for right now. I think I'm gonna start another book though, but let me check my to-do list first. And then maybe we'll start another book. And then I can read 2 at the same time. But the other one I might read faster. Unless it's like another slow one, then I'll finish this one first. I don't think I'm gonna have any other slow ones though. So, I'm gonna go take a lake trip. I don't think I'm gonna bring this one. Honestly, I should bring one of the other books that I'm already reading and should read. But I'm not going to do that. Or bring that one. I am going to pick a new one. So what I've just been doing, I've been doing this on the floor because it's like more steady. Here, let me. Okay, I've just been shuffling and not looking. I can't even look at the video. And then just picking a random one. Oh, okay. Makeup product. The Queen's Assassin. Okay, I was actually pretty excited for this one. It sounds pretty generic YA, but that's kind of what I want because I haven't read generic YA in a while, and I don't need super innovative. I just want cozy YA fantasy. It's not really what this is, but I'm excited. I'm gonna bring this. We're gonna go to the lake. Probably not gonna film there. Yeah. Sorry, I haven't gotten completely ready for the day yet. This is the shirt that I'm wearing for today, though. This isn't like a pajama shirt. I mean, it could be, but it's not for me at the moment. Hold on, let me open my other window. Okay, so, yesterday I pulled out this book, and I was really excited for this book because it sounded really cool, and I really enjoyed the history part at the beginning and the prologue. I was here, it was like an info dump, but I was here for it. I was here for the world building, and I think I might just be in the mood for like a high fantasy. And it started off high fantasy, like it had its different kingdoms and people from those kingdoms, and I just wanted to know all about everything from that. And then we jumped to a different place that it was set up. I wasn't really feeling it because I wasn't really connecting with either of the characters, and I don't really like the way either of them are written. So I think she wrote better from like a third person omniscient point of view, not really from a first person. Well, I guess it is still, nope, it is first person. and there's 2 point of view characters, and I don't really like the girl. She's better, and I thought I would like the guy better because normally I like reading from the guy's point of view better. I feel like people just do that better. This one I liked him worse, so I don't think that I'm going to finish this one, which is kind of sad because I was really invested in the first part of it, but that's not what the rest of the book is. We're coming upon a theme here where things that are set up are not what we're getting. Well, it sort of was. It's more like the vibe and the way it was written. That part is different than what was set up. The story is still set up sort of the right way, but it's kind of chaotic. I don't know what we're doing and it doesn't make sense. I'm gonna DNF this one as well. I'm still reading The Imaginary Friend. I'm still going to. I've only read the first 5 chapters. I've only read the first 5 chapters, but we already established I want to read that one slow. I'm gonna bring that, or I'm gonna read that today. So we're going to move these books, this new stack. Hopefully we can find one that I'll actually read, because it has to be really good for me to get past and actually read all of those pages. So got, I'm not looking. Okay. Which one is this one? Oh, okay, cool. One's at the bottom of the stack. All right, let me throw this away. I'm still so excited for You Owe Me a Murder, but whatever, we'll get there eventually. Cinder and Glass, smaller, and also it's purple. You see, this book is purple. Yes. So Cinderella retellings aren't always my favorite, just because I've read so many of them, because I love retellings, but when you love retellings and you read them a lot, they can get kind of old pretty fast. So, or well, I guess not fast. It took a while because I read so many. But yes, I'm excited for this one. I'm gonna take this with me because I'm doing things today. And yes. All right, I gotta go finish getting ready for the day. Bye. It is another day of reading library books. I stopped reading. Okay. I may be a ridiculously picky reader, but I am a reader. And when I love a book, I love a book. Like hardcore. I found another one. Okay, remember this one? I was like, this is one that you gotta read slow and just take it all in. I think those are my favorite kind of books, okay? I love the ones where it's just like the prose and you kind of gotta take your time reading it, but also you can read a lot of it in a short amount of time and not really feel like you're trying too hard. But this book is pulling at my heartstrings, and it is so good that I bought it. I'm trying to, okay, the cover is, it's got a mediocre undercover, but I bought this book because I am loving it and I want to annotate it, and I am getting a little obsessed with annotating. It might be a little bit of a problem, but I was like, you know what? I love this book. I love this book. I ship some characters. I want the best for that. I am attached. These feel like real people. Like the person, Steven, I don't know how to say your last name, even though it was on the Amazon thing when I bought your book. It was not helpful to me. I did not understand the thing. Where was I going with this? Steven has had conversations with people, okay? He knows how to write dialogue. He knows how to write. And I was reading this while I was babysitting. She was sleeping, okay? We're good. It was nap time, and I was reading this, and I was like crying. Things were going terrible, and now they're going semi-well, and that scares me because there's so much book left, and I'm like, how much else is gonna get ruined for these poor characters? I don't want it, but I like pain, so we're gonna do it anyway. It is about 3 o'clock. I would like to finish the part 2. There are multiple parts in this book. It was actually kind of sad funny because I read the first 5 chapters and then I read another chapter, and then I don't remember when I read that other chapter, but I decided to pause then. And I should not have done that. I should have read one more chapter because part 1 is only 7 chapters. So if you are like me and you like weird stopping spots, you're like, oh, I'm just gonna read every 5 chapters or whatnot. Read just till like finish part 1 like that, and then decide if you want to keep reading or not. I don't know, it's really good. And it was interesting because there was one part where we got like the point of view of a separate character, and we never really see her again. I mean, we did for a second, but that was still kind of part of it. And I don't know if we returned to that character, and it was just so we could get kind of a glimpse of something. Like, I understand why he did it, I think. And that could be irritating to some people, I think, because they're like, oh, why are you giving me the point of view of this random character who we're never gonna see again? Look at my tiny baby orange. Ah! Drop the baby orange. Baby orange. Baby orange. Oh, it's so cute. Okay. And that might irritate people, but I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was beautifully executed. It was perfect. And it's just, these characters are so real. Like, I can relate to their struggles, having never, like, it's so relatable. I'm dropping oranges again. Okay, so what is the plan for reading the rest of the day? I'm not doing anything else today. Today's gonna be chill and read day because I want to. And, yeah, responsibilities. Who is she? We did our responsibilities for the day, and now it's time to read. So it's 3. I'm gonna finish reading till part 2 with Imaginary Friend, and then I'm gonna read Cinder and Glass until either I finish it or decide that I don't want to read it anymore, and then we're gonna pick a new book. I think that's the plan for today. All right, so I gotta find, where's my book? Oh, it's over here. I really want to read You Owe Me a Murder, but I can't until I finish this one. And I might not even be able to after I finish this one because I'm doing the pieces of paper thing, and I could just not, but I can't. Now that I've started this, I can't stop. So I think I am still going to get the next piece of paper, and then I'm gonna bring this book and the next book, and I'm gonna go somewhere, to the lake, to the library. I'm gonna get out of the house. I'm gonna go read, and oh, maybe I could go to the library. The library is definitely less distracting, and I could go sit in the reading room, which would be fun. All right, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but I'm gonna get out of the house, take this book and another book, just in case one of them isn't as good. Like this one, how far have I gotten? I've gotten to chapter 3. I think I've got like 5 more chapters until I get to page 50 something. Yeah, so we'll see how the rest of this one goes, if I want to continue or not, and then we'll do a different one. I'm not looking. I know there's no proof, but I'm trying very hard not to look. Yes! Okay, let me just throw it in the trash there. Ta-da! Okay, perfect. I'm gonna bring these and go somewhere. Hey guys, an update. I spent like 3 hours reading at the library, which was very fun. Yeah, so I read a bit of the Cinder and Ashes. I can't remember what the book was called. And it was okay at first. And then we had some weird time jumps. So, like, we met this person and things were happening and it was fine. And then time jump. And it was like, okay, now they have had a lot of growth in their relationship that we have not seen. Another time jump, and it's like, what is happening? I'm not really, who published this? And yeah, it's like there should be a lot more scenes here. We should be getting more of this story, and we just weren't. And so I DNF'd that one, just gave it right back to the library. And then I started You Owe Me a Murder, and at first I really liked it. I've gotten farther than I have in any other of the books except for Imaginary Friend that I got from the library. I'm past 50 pages. I'm on page almost 110. But now I don't know if it's just because it's late and I'm tired, or I think it's getting boring. Kind of bored of this book now, which is sad. Like, I don't really care anymore. And the main character keeps lying. The main character doesn't really seem like she fits in this story. Like, we needed a different character to be in this story. And also, she's not my favorite character. So, I don't know if I want to keep reading this story or not. I think I'm going to decide tomorrow, though. But yes, that is all for my updates for today. Yeah. I didn't press the button. It wasn't filming. Okay, so I looked through You Owe Me a Murder. Last line, I wasn't really feeling it. Last line, quote that I read. I just dropped this library book. Okay, so last line that I read, wasn't really vibing with it. Skimmed through and read a couple different pieces. And I don't really like the main character for this story specifically. So I'm gonna DNF that one, and I'm gonna go to my scraps of paper and I'm gonna pick out a different book. I'm not really excited for any of those right now, so maybe I'll just DNF this one and continue Imaginary Friend. We'll see. Okay, so yesterday I decided that I wasn't gonna continue You Owe Me a Murder. And so I did the pieces of paper again. I should have filmed this, but I didn't. I decided to DNF that. And then the next book that I picked out using my pieces of paper was The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. So I started The Unhoneymooners at like 6 p.m. I think it was. It could have been 5 p.m., but I'm pretty sure it was 6 p.m. And honestly, that was like the fastest read that I've ever had. I was just flipping pages and I kept looking at the page number and I was like, how am I here already? How am I here already? How did I get this far already? I read like more than a page a minute, I think. And I was hungry. I didn't take breaks for quite a while, not till I was like halfway through. Yeah, so I finished that book yesterday. Like right before midnight, stayed up reading it. Maybe should not have done that because I actually had some work to do this morning, but I'm fine. I survived, and I picked out the next book and the last piece of paper because I didn't need the other piece of paper now because there's only one other option. So The Reader, which seems kind of like this seems like something that I would have enjoyed reading when I was a little bit younger. So there's this cool little poem thing, but if you, some of the letters, are capitalized, just a little bit bigger than normal, and it says look here, and the whole like poem thing, I don't think it's a poem. But anyway, it's cool. And yeah, so I'm going to, this seems semi-fun. I don't think it's going to be the fastest read after On Honeymooners. It's definitely going to be jarring after that. But I really like the pages. They're like, I don't know, yeah, they're kind of like the indented pages. That's not what they're called. I forgot what they're called. Anyway, I'm going to continue reading this, and yeah. Hello, Goody Two Shoes. It has been many days later, and this would have been a very jarring ending to the video, so I just wanted to give a final recap. I loved the On Honeymooners. I do want to buy it, but I haven't yet. All of the other books, including The Reader, I ended up DNFing, but I did buy, my copy came in. You can see there's no library marks. My copy of Imaginary Friend came in. I read through all of it. I don't believe I annotated very much or any. I just kind of wanted to finish reading it. I started over from the beginning once I got it, and this is a horror book, not a thriller. It was very good, but it was also a very hard read, so I would definitely be careful with this one, but it is a masterpiece and I love it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I went to the library again and I have another lineup haul ready for you guys, and I am very excited for that one. So stay tuned for that, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.